All right, taking a look at the S&P 500 for this upcoming week. It's currently Sunday. It's overnight trading right now. That's why the market is still moving, even though it's not really open. There's not much volume. 10:19 Mountain Standard Time. So that's what time it is now. So let's break this down. I'm going to do just a full technical analysis from the higher time frames to lower time frames, and then we'll figure out what this thing might be doing next week. So I'll start with the daily here. I do have some imbalances marked already. So you can see as of, let's see, this was Wednesday, February 19th. So all of March basically, and the end of February, the market has been coming downwards, which it was due for a correction anyways. I think it was up like 30% or something crazy. So like it still has more, it could probably go. But yeah, it hit this daily imbalance. So you can see when price started moving up here, created this imbalance on the daily, and now price came down and filled that imbalance. As soon as it came down here, look, pops right back up. So imbalance is really our key in the market as far as understanding where it's going to go and where it starts to reverse and all that. So really pay attention to imbalances. So let's just pretend, let's let's consider this is the bottom of this big leg here. And because it broke this daily swing low, we'll just say it's bearish for now. And it moved all the way down to here, fill this imbalance. Now we're looking for the next move to be a retracement. I'm going to delete the 38.2 because it's not as important. So we're looking for price to come back into this area. You can see there's a lot of structure here too. So if we just draw like a little area here, it doesn't have to be anything too specific, but oh, you can see here, let's go like this. See price came up, touched this area, came up, touched it, came up, touched it. You can see it really held, and then it finally broke back up, and now broke below this area. So this area also goes with this retracement zone. So high probable area for price to come back to. First things first, it's going to have to break these imbalances, which we'll check after, but we'll keep it on the daily for right now. There is this daily imbalance all the way up here. So there's a lot of imbalances in between that's going to have to fill. So it might be slow for it to come back up. Like I said, it is considered, in my opinion, bearish because it broke this daily swing low. So it's going to have to break this area and then most likely come back down and then break that new swing high, which is still lower than these highs. So for it to be considered bullish again. And like I said, it's got all these imbalances to fulfill. So drop it down time frames here. We'll just go right to the 4 hour. It's approaching this 4 hour imbalance right here. And it also gapped when it opened tonight. So there's a gap here that price will most likely fill in the morning when the actual stock exchange opens. It'll come down, and then who knows if it'll break up or break down then, but it'll most likely fill this gap. So it'll probably come down entirely through here and fill it before making its next move. But you can see there's a couple. This is the 4 hour time frame. You can see swing high, broke it, swing high, rejected it, but came down, and it has created a few higher swing lows. So there is somewhat bullish structure building on the 4 hour time frame, not the daily yet, but the 4 hours. So that gives us a little bit more probability that's going to come back up into the zone. But like I said, it's going to have to break. It's going to have to fulfill these imbalances. So what'll most likely happen tomorrow, I would say, because Mondays generally don't have that much volume, it'll fill this gap and then come up and fill this imbalance. And probably not much more than that for Monday. But then later on in the week, I guess we'll look at the weekly range here. So on average, it moves about we'll say about 180 points. So we'll just grab this little guy here. This is my little range stick, I guess I call it. So it doesn't have to be perfect, but this just gives us an idea of what 180 points looks like. Where is it? Right here. So let's just say this is the low for the week. Let's say tomorrow it opens in the morning, fills this gap, and then comes back up, and this is the new low. This is most likely where it'll shoot for the rest of the week, just based on the average weekly range. So you're looking at about about 58.50 kind of area right in this 50% between the 50% and the 618 retracement. There's also a 1 hour imbalance here. So that actually lines up really, really well. So we'll fill that in there. And yeah, as far as next week, or I guess, sorry, this week coming up, this week that we're in, it's currently Sunday, so it is technically the start of the week. But I'd be looking for price to head up into this area. And then after that, we don't know. It depends on if it pulls back. So it's got to come into this area, pull back, and it's got to hold that structure. Similar to what it's been doing here, it has to do that up here and then continue to break up, and then we can target these areas. Because if this is this week coming up, then the next week it would move about this much. So like you're still, and again, it's got all these imbalances it has to fill. So there's a lot of, every one of these imbalances is sellers. So there's people that want to sell there. So it's gonna have to just go through each imbalance, fill them, keep going, fill them, keep going, and in order to make its way all the way back up and retest all these most recent highs. So, but I do think that as far as right now, so I'm jumping all over the place. I do think this is going to keep heading up for next week, or this week. Sorry, I keep saying next week, but it is this week. It's just Sunday. I do think it's going to keep heading up. Just let it keep breaking these imbalances. There is a 1 hour imbalance here. It's going to have to break these, pull back, and then break higher. And then if it, there's a good chance that if it breaks these imbalances, like completely fills them and overcomes them, then it's going to be a straight shot for this 1 hour imbalance right into this 50% 618 retracement area. So our main area that we have to break right now is just this area. And then maybe that'll be like Tuesday that breaks. And then after that, should be good to go all the way back up to here to end the week. But we'll see. I do think it is bullish, though. I can see some bullish momentum and shifts in structure, right? So created this swing high, broke it, created a swing high, rejected it, came down, created a swing low here, and now rejected that swing low and is coming up, and now gapped higher too over the weekend. So good signs that it's bullish, but we'll have to see.